Cheers, bitch. With my watermelon prebiotic soda. These things are so fucking good. Yep. Alright, so hey guys, it's Maddie. Today, I'm on my roof, living my summer fantasy, living my summer dreams, making sure I spend some time in the sun, get some vitamin D. Maybe when I go for my annual doctor's visit in August, I will not have a vitamin D deficiency. 3 years running. Let's see if I can break it. I don't know if this is because I just took a sex personality quiz, or perhaps it is just the people that I watch on YouTube, but I have been getting served so many rice purity test videos, and I've watched so many people take the rice purity test, and it has been years since I myself have taken the rice purity test. So I figured today we're taking another little test, baby. We're taking another quiz. I might as well sign myself fucking back up to go to school with all the quiz and test taking that I've been doing. If you don't know what the rice purity test is, it's basically a quiz that has about 100 questions that you're supposed to give yes or no answers. Things like, have you ever been kissed before, all the way into stuff that's way more explicit, and stuff that you probably shouldn't do. Definitely shouldn't do. There are definitely things on the rice purity test that nobody should do. But it's a test that's supposed to see how pure you are. So fucking let's see how pure I am. I make videos about sex on the internet, so I can't be that pure, but I'm also not a delinquent. So maybe I am somewhere in the middle. Let's see, what is the average rice purity test score? The way that rice purity scoring works is the higher your score is, the more pure you are. So from what I'm reading, around 60 is like the average score. So I figured I would just go through and I would take the test myself, tell some stories along the way, and have a nice little day in the sun, just us and our prebiotic sodas. Before we get into taking today's quiz, taking the rice purity test, let's introduce today's sponsor, which is our friends over at Beducated. If you like the content that I make about sex, you like indulging in content about sex in general, then you are going to absolutely love Beducated if you're not already in love with them as it is. Beducated is an online course platform with audio, video, and written guides, all with the intention of enhancing your love and sex life. Beducated is basically the sex ed that you always wanted to have but never had access to. Unfortunately, I fucking wish that things were different. They have so many courses that you can pick and choose from. Just looking at my homepage on Beducated, I am being recommended Roadmap to Intimacy, Striptease, Squirting, Intimate Touch, and Sexual Confidence. They've also got courses on threesomes, strap-on play, cunnilingus, vulva orgasms, fingering, and they just released a new course called Sensual Seduction, which I'm so excited to take. I haven't started this one yet. This one says that you'll learn about the 5 somatic elements, how to embody your divine feminine energy, techniques to align your body and mind, and new ways to improve your confidence, which definitely sounds like this is all gonna be right up my alley. It says that the entire course is only gonna take 2 hours to go through, but it's broken up into a bunch of tiny segments, so you don't have to do it all at once. You can just go through little by little, segment by segment, and it like checks off each segment as you go. It's very pleasing to my like organized brain. They actually recently redid their subscription model and lowered their pricing in order to make their platform a bit more accessible. And even with that change, you can still use my code Maddie for 40% off the yearly pass at Beducated, which is going to equal out to about $10 a month for their entire library of courses. So I will leave the links to everything down in the description down below. Thank you again to Beducated for sponsoring today's video, and be sure to go check them out. All right, first up, have I ever held hands romantically? I have. Have I ever been on a date? Yes. Yes, I have. Thank you, I know. Number 3, have I ever been in a relationship? I have not, but you could change that if you want to. Okay. Have you ever danced without leaving room for Jesus? My gut is to say yes, but have I? Have I ever grinded with anyone? Yes, I have. It's like freshman year of college was wiped from my memory. I just think that I blacked out most of freshman and sophomore year of college because, first of all, early college is a mess, and I made a lot of mistakes, and fucking, especially in like my dating and sex life, early college, I want to forget about all of it truly, honestly, deeply, madly, babe, okay? We're wiping that fucking, it's clean slate. It never happened. I am starting fresh. I'm announcing now that I don't need memories. I'm starting fresh. Whatever happened to me in the past, whoever I was in the past, different bitch now. I don't have any of her memories. She died. I killed her with my bare fucking hands. Sometimes I do think back to like freshman, sophomore year of college and the bar scene during the years like 2015 to 2017. I was literally, I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but I was fighting off demons in the club, babe, okay? Men were trying to take my shoes off at the bar so they could lick my toes. 36 years old, 3 kids and a foot fetish, trying to take off my heels at a fucking Fight Club themed bar. No. That didn't happen to me. That was some other bitch. It could not have been me. Those are not my memories. So you know what? Have I danced without leaving room for Jesus? For sure. And was it at one of those awful fucking bars as a freshman in college? Yes. Kissed a non-family member. Have done that. Kissed a non-family member on the lips. Have done that. French kissed. Have done that. French kissed in public. I have done that. You know, PDA used to annoy the shit out of me, but now I kind of like it. I love making out with people in public. But I swear to fuck, if any of you guys ever see me making out with someone in public, you say nothing to no one. You didn't see me. It wasn't me. If you live in Bushwick and you see me out on a date, I'm giving you 2 options. You can either come up and make me look like the coolest motherfucker ever, or you can pretend that you never saw it and it never happened. Pick one, okay? Have I ever been kissed on the neck? Yes. Have I ever been kissed horizontally? Yes. Have I ever given or received a hickey? Yes. Kissed or been kissed on the breast? Yes. Kissed someone below the belt? Yes. Kissed for more than 2 hours consecutively? For sure. Played a game involving stripping? Yeah. Come on. Have you guys seen my how to up your sexting game video? Fucking is the first thing in that video not strip 8-ball? Come on. Seen or been seen by another person in a sensual context? Yes. Masturbated. Me? Yes. Masturbated to a picture or a video? Yes. Masturbated while someone else was in the room? Yes. And I love that. Mutual masturbation is so fucking hot to me. Maybe even hotter than actually fucking someone sometimes. I'll be honest and I'll say it, and someone had to say it. Someone needed to be brave enough to say it. Ever been caught masturbating? I have not, to my knowledge. Though, if I was caught, I'm not sure that anyone would tell me. Because, you know, I've lived with roommates before, and like freshman year of college, I shared a room with someone. You think I didn't masturbate for a full year? No shot, babe. No shot. My roommate and I used to joke about it all the time because we knew that like we were both masturbating, but we were both so slick about it. But yeah, I don't believe I've ever been caught masturbating. I could be wrong, but to my knowledge, no. Masturbated with an inanimate object? Yes. Seen or read pornographic material? Yes. Massaged or been massaged sensually? Yes. And I love that too. I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but there is nothing better to me than like a masseuse client role play moment. I want to be doused in massage oil, babe. Doused. I want to be like a fucking slip and slide. That's how I want to be. That's how I want to live. That's my goal for the summer. All I'm saying is that I want to be oiled to the gods and massaged to the gods. And you know what? I want to do that to someone else too. I'm a switch. Gone through the motions of intercourse while fully dressed? Yes. Undressed or been undressed by a member of the preferred sex? Yes. Showered with a member of the preferred sex? Yes. Only once, though. The only time I've ever had shower sex was with the first guy I ever had sex with my freshman year of college in my first New York City apartment. That shower was a fucking nightmare. It was a hallway. I don't understand, and it always looked so gross. Which, the thing is that shower was, in theory, it would have been good for shower sex because there's support on either side. So we really, like, could have gone crazy if we wanted to. But I feel like as a short person, like, a lot of the times, the men that I have sex with have no idea how to have sex with me standing up because I'm too short. My, like, pelvic bone is too low to the floor. So they would have to be in, like, a deep lunge to fuck me. And so shower sex in that context was not enjoyable. Anytime I've ever tried to have sex standing up, it hasn't really been that enjoyable because these men aren't doing deep lunges in order to fuck me. I'm 5'3". Like, I'm open to exploring it again. I'm open to trying it again. My current shower has like kind of a little like seat in the shower. I don't know if it's really a seat more than a shelf, but you could sit there hypothetically. Fondled or had your butt cheeks fondled? Yes. That's so funny though. Fondled or had your breasts fondled? Yes. Fondled or had your genitals fondled? Yes. I hate the word fondled. Okay, anyways. Had or given blue balls? Sure. Had an orgasm due to someone else's manipulation? Yes. Sent a sexually explicit text or instant message? Yes. How do you think that I got through the pandemic? How do you think we got through 2020? All right? It was strip iMessage 8-ball. That's what I'm saying. That's how I survived. That's how we lived. That's how we're still here, breathing to this day. Sent or received sexually explicit photographs? Yes. Don't do that if you're under the age of 18, please. I know that most of my audience is over the age of 18, but just to put it out there again, do not fucking do that if you're under the age of 18. Don't do most of these things if you're under the age of 18. Let me note that I didn't have my first kiss until I was 18. So all of these things that I'm checking off happened when I was an adult, when I was of age. When I was under the age of 18, when I was a kid, I had fun being a kid. And I think that everyone should do that. Okay. Anyways. Engaged in sexually explicit activity over video chat? Yes. I didn't like it either time that I did it, but I've done it twice. Cheated on a significant other during a relationship. I've never been in a relationship, so obviously I've never cheated on anyone, but even if I had been in a relationship, I can tell you confidently that I would never fucking cheat on anyone. Even the thought of it makes me want to fucking vomit and throw up. And I've been the other woman in multiple cases before. Obviously I didn't know until after the fact, and it feels so awful. It feels so awful to be involved in any way, to be the other woman unknowingly. I can't imagine what it's like to be the person actually being cheated on. Like, I was so angry and upset and messed up from even being the other woman unknowingly, and like I felt so much guilt even having been roped into someone else's shitty behavior, which obviously wasn't my fault. I didn't fucking know. But yeah, it's just so awful. I really think it's so just like one of the worst things that you can do to a person. Obviously, like, fucking, we can have grace for people and people can change. But in my eyes, I'm like, you can change for someone else. You fucked it with me. You can go suck a dick and die. I hope to fuck you get better. I hope to fuck you don't put another person through this. But I don't need to be here for that character development. I don't need to be there for that growth. I hope that you have that growth. I hope that you do change. But I'm not going to be here to wait around for that. And yeah, I feel like that's how it should be. Purchase contraceptives. Yes. Gave oral sex. Yes. Received oral sex. Yeah. I'd like to receive some right now, if we're being honest as well. Ingested someone else's genital secretion. Yes. Used a sex toy with a partner. Yes. Spent the night with a member of the preferred sex. Yes. Been walked in on while engaging in a sexual act. Yes. This has happened once. It wasn't anyone that I know, which helped. I thought it was kind of funny. But the first guy that I ever had sex with, I was 19. I was 18, 19 at the time. The guy that I was hooking up with was a senior at NYU. And he lived in like this dinky East Village apartment with like 5 other roommates. He didn't have an actual bedroom. He lived underneath the stairs. Like fucking Harry Potter. He just had a shower curtain, like sectioning the underneath of the stairs off from the rest of the basement. That year, I was over at his apartment all the time. I was over there like 3 days a week. Also, there were no windows down there. That was the other thing. It was a duplex. He was on the bottom floor underneath the stairs where there were no windows on the entire floor, and he had a shower curtain as a door. Red flag, red flag, red flag. See, that's what I'm saying. It was a different bitch back then. I don't know her now. It's actually a totally different person. These memories have just been like given to me via osmosis. I am not that bitch. I don't know her. But one day in like the middle of the day, one of his roommates came down to ask him to like move his laundry over. And he just like walked in and opened up the shower curtain. Because what is he going to do? Knock on the shower curtain? And I guess we were being extremely quiet. So anyways, Have been walked in on before. Kicked a roommate out to commit a sexual act. Yes. Ingested alcohol in a non-religious context. Yes. Played a drinking game. Yes. Been drunk. Yes. Faked sobriety to parents or teachers. No. I never in my life have ever gotten drunk before school. Ever. And I really didn't drink or do anything in high school. I tried alcohol for the first time in high school. But I slept over at my friend's house that night. It was just like all of us at my friend's house. And I'm pretty sure I only drank like once or twice in high school total. I was a very nice kid. I followed rules. I did what I was supposed to do. I've also always had like a very open and honest relationship with my parents. So, yeah, I've never really felt like I've ever had to hide anything from them. So, had severe memory loss due to alcohol. Honestly, no. Obviously, in college, I had like bad nights when I was learning my limits for the first time. But even the nights that I would categorize as like, oh, that was bad, I never lost my memory in like a intense way. Used tobacco? No, I've never smoked a cigarette. Never jeweled, never, none of it. Used marijuana. I have smoked weed before. I do not like it, so I don't do it. Used a drug stronger than marijuana? No. Used meth, crack, cocaine, PCP, horse tranquilizers, or heroin? No. Been sent to the office of a principal, dean, or judicial affairs representative for a disciplinary infraction. I definitely did get sent to the principal's office growing up, not because I ever did anything wrong, but because I was constantly being dress coded by teachers, which, does that count, like being dress coded? Because I used to get reported all the fucking time for how short my shorts were, but I never broke any rules. It's just that I always had a curvier body than most kids did. So obviously shorts looked different on me than they did on other people, and I used to get sent to the principal's office quite a bit for that. So I'll say yes. I'll check that one off. Sure, why not? Urinated in public. Yes, of course. Come on, you guys have never peed fucking on the side of the highway at a McDonald's rest stop? I'm pretty sure that I did during COVID times because they weren't letting people into the bathrooms. Otherwise, I would just go to the bathroom. So yes, I have done that. Gone skinny dipping. Yes. Gone streaking. No. Seen a stripper. No. Had the police called on you? No. Run from the police? No. Had the police question you? No. Had the police handcuff you? No. Been arrested? No. Been convicted of a crime? No. Been convicted of a felony? No. Committed an act of vandalism? No. Lot of no's back to back. Had sexual intercourse? Yes. Had sexual intercourse 3 or more times in one night? Yes. 69? Yes. Had sexual intercourse 10 or more times? Yes. Had sexual intercourse in 4 or more positions? Yes. Had sexual intercourse with a stranger or person you met within 24 hours? Yes. I don't encourage anyone to do that. College me was a different bitch. She was. I would not do that now, but I did it all the time in college. Had sexual intercourse in a motor vehicle. I've never been like penetrated in a motor vehicle, but I have been fingered in a motor vehicle. So no, I'm gonna say no. Had sexual intercourse outdoors? No. I want to though. Badly, please. Had sexual intercourse in public? No. Had sexual intercourse in a swimming pool or hot tub? No, I also want to do that though. Had sexual intercourse in a bed not belonging to you or your partner? I'll say yes to that one because I've had sex on my parents' couch. If you're my family, no, you're not. Why are you watching this? Turn it off. Had sexual intercourse while you or your partner's parents were in the same house? Yes. Had sexual intercourse with non-participating third party in the same room? No. Joined the Mile High Club? No. Participated in a booty call with a partner who you were not in a relationship with? Yes. Traveled 100 or more miles for the primary purpose of sexual intercourse? I don't think that I'm going to say yes to this one. I think I'm going to say no because I wouldn't say the primary reason was sexual intercourse. This was the first guy that I ever had sex with who was a demon, and he shall not be named. There was a lot of back and forth between him and I towards the end of that connection, and I don't know if I've ever told the story before. I'll have to tell the full story on my podcast at some point because it's long as fuck. But anyways, to make a long story short, I was going back and forth from New York and Massachusetts my first summer in college. So the summer after my freshman year of college, I had my apartment in New York, but then I was also going home because all of my friends were still going home for the summer. So I was going back and forth between moving into my apartment and being at home with my family and my high school friends. And this guy that I was seeing was graduating NYU and moving to Prague in like end of July. And I was in New York for a week doing apartment stuff, and we were supposed to hang out, and he completely fucking ghosted me. And obviously I was so heartbroken because I was obsessed with this guy. I was totally infatuated with him. My poor little 18-year-old self. I just want to fucking hug her. She deserved nothing and none of it. Ugh. So anyways, he ghosted me the week that I was in New York until I left, being like, I'm devastated. Went back to Massachusetts and being like, well, that's it then. I'm never going to see him again because he's moving to Prague, and he didn't see me the week that he was supposed to see me. And literally the night that I get back to Massachusetts, he texts me like, please come back to New York. I made a mistake not seeing you. And my fucking idiot ass hops on a fucking Greyhound to New York the next morning. So I left New York, was home for like less than a day, 12 fucking hours, and I hopped on a Greyhound to go see that man. So it wasn't for the purpose of sex, so I'm not going to select this, but sex was definitely a major factor in that relationship. Jesus Christ. I will never do that again, by the way. Just so we're all on the same page. Had sexual intercourse with a partner with a 3 or more year age difference. Yes. I think the biggest age gap that I've ever had sex with was 10 years. I had sex with someone who graduated from my high school 10 years before I did because I thought it was funny. It's not funny. It was kind of funny at the time. It is not funny anymore, but I did think it was funny back then. God, why? Why? College Maddie. Your brain needs to be like juiced, milked, set free, and like given to science to be studied. Had sexual intercourse with a virgin? No, I don't believe so. Had sexual intercourse without a condom? Yes. And it was a mistake. Had STI test due to reasonable suspicion? Yes. Had an STI? Yes. I had chlamydia when I was in college. Surprise, surprise. Had a threesome? Yes. Attended an orgy? No. Had 2 or more distinct acts of sexual intercourse within 2 or more people within 24 hours? Yes. Had sexual intercourse with 5 or more partners? Yes. You guys think my body count's at 5? Oh. Body count is literally such a fucking joke. It does not matter at all. I love pissing people off though, because you know, those fucking incel Reddit dudes that go absolutely fucking apeshit if a woman has had more than 5 sexual partners. Yeah, I have had sex with more than 5 people. Get a life, get a job. Been photographed or filmed during sexual intercourse by yourself or others? Yes. Once. And I would probably do it again, but it's going on my camera. It's going to be in my possession. I would not ever let somebody else film me. Had period sex? Yes. Had anal sex? Yes. Had a pregnancy scare? Yes. Again, fucking sophomore year of college, I was hooking up with this guy who, I swear to fucking God, I think he took out my Nuva ring and kept it as a souvenir. I'm not joking. I think about this all the time. Because he was weird. Like he ended up being very weird, so I wouldn't put it past him. I didn't know he was weird at this point. But he and I were having sex, and I was on the Nuva ring at the time, which if you're unfamiliar, Nuva ring is a form of birth control where you insert this ring into your vagina and leave it there for 3 weeks, and then you take it out, have your period for a week, and then you insert another one back in. So I was on the Nuva ring for like a year at that point, maybe not even. It was new at that point still, I guess. And he and I were having sex, we were hooking up over the course of that cycle, and at the end of that cycle, I went to go take the Nuva ring out, and it just wasn't there. It was just gone. It was just missing. It was like I never had a Nuva ring in the first place. And I was in my head like, well, where could it fucking be? We only hooked up at my place. So in my head, I was like, okay, maybe it's like just like buried in my sheets somewhere, or maybe it fell under my bed, or it's, you know, it's stuck in my duvet cover. Like, there has to be some type of explanation for this. Like, it has to be somewhere. Because I was in my head like, how long has this been out? Let me try to find it in my bedroom so I can piece together how long I have been fucking had no birth control inside me. What the fuck? So I was panicking. I was freaking the fuck out because I was like, oh, hello. Here I was thinking that I was on birth control and that I had a Nuva ring in. And turns out there is nothing inside me, babes. So I was taking pregnancy tests. I literally went to a Planned Parenthood in Staten Island, forced my friends to take the ferry with me because I was bugging the fuck out. I was literally having I was lost cause, beyond help. I was freaking the fuck out. And I never found it. I never found the NuvaRing. Even after I moved out of that apartment, I did not find it, which to me says that man took it out and kept it as a souvenir. I swear to fuck. Because where else would it have gone? NuvaRings don't just disappear out of thin air. Also, I never had that happen ever again. I never had a NuvaRing fall out during sex. I never had any issues with that. I swear to God, that guy took it out and kept it. I blocked him on everything, so we'll literally never know. But I've got a hunch. Impregnated someone or been impregnated? No. Paid or been paid for a sexual act? No. Committed an act of voyeurism? No. Committed an act of incest? No. Engaged in bestiality? No. So that's where the rice purity test starts to get like, oh, wow, no one should do those things. All right. Well, now we're done. So let's calculate my score. That took me a long time. It took me 42 minutes to go through this whole test. Granted that we were having a chat. We were having some fun. My official rice purity test score is 33, which seems accurate because I've never committed any crimes or done any drugs. There's my purity, babes. That was fun, reminiscing on old times, sharing stories, swapping secrets. Podcast energy. This really could have been a podcast episode. So if you liked this video, you'll probably like my podcast, Emotionally Online Pod. I post every Wednesdays. It's available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, Amazon, and it has a video version on its own YouTube channel, which is linked in the description of this video, and it's on my page as well, linked as an additional channel. Thank you again to Beducated for sponsoring today's video. If you're interested in them, all of their links are going to be down in the description down below. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.